I want to go ahead and show you this slant out again. Now this is how the trips open out of the Buffalo Bills playbook. Again, this is the gun trips open, and this is what I'm going to call the slant out concept. Now, one of the things, if you're playing the Buffalo Bills or any other team that you want to think about when you're running this, is you really want to put a tall receiver out there on the outside. It makes it that much easier. Now, I'm going to show you two different ways of running this slant out. There's going to be one where it's a short slant out, and there's going to be another one where there's a deeper slant out. The deeper slant out requires some rocket catch ability. So let's go ahead and point out when I want to go ahead and do the subs here that I would do, regardless of what team I was playing, as long as I had a tall receiver. So, for instance, with the Buffalo Bills, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to put Hardy out there on the outside. And I believe it's Evans lined up out here. And then you're going to want to move him back to the inside here. You know, you obviously want to have him on the field. You can't do a package sub with this. You have to do an actual sub. You can't do a package with this. So what we got right now is we got our tall receiver. If you were to go into the depth chart here with this particular team, and for you guys who are playing Buffalo Bills and leagues and stuff like this, don't sleep on this receiver, Hardy. He's 6'5". He's a rookie, but at 6'5", he can do some nice stuff. Plus, he's got a 93 speed rating, and plus his catching ability is an 82, which isn't too bad. And I believe he's got a spectacular catch as well, and his jumping ability is pretty nice, 95, and he's got a high spectacular as well as 90. So there's some things you can do with this guy. That's the reason I'm saying putting him out there. If you're playing any other team with a tall receiver, you want to do this. So let's go ahead and run that same play we ran earlier, which was the switch concept. And let's run this against this like dollar cover 3, normal cover 3. And again, keep in mind what I did is I put Hardy out there on the outside now again. And we're just going to hot route him initially on a quick slant out, and we'll just do that same thing. You just want to throw it out there as quick as you can. And that time we want to throw it out of bounds. Let's go ahead and move that ball over a little bit. Ideally, this thing works best if you're a little bit more to the left side, or that way your receiver has more room to run it to the far side. For instance, Hardy's lined up now. See how much more room he would have to run to that slant out. And that's why I suggest doing that. So let's go ahead and do this again. Same thing. And snap throw out there to that outside. And there we pick up 10 yards. So that's one thing you can do with that. It's going to allow you to pick up some nice yardage against your opponent. Again, keep in mind, as I pointed out earlier, how these cornerbacks and everybody lines up in the, these defensive backs lined up further inside because there's no receiver lined up over here. And that's the reason what makes this really work so well. So there's something else you can do here, is you go ahead and hot route him on a slant out, and then you want to extend it. Now this is something you can do here and try to rocket catch with. Again, this is a little bit more difficult, and I'm not always able to get this as consistent as I like to be able to do it, but I just wanted to point this out to you. This is something you could do. I wound up actually going out of bounds, it looks like, when I made that catch. Let's do that same thing again. Again, we'll go ahead and extend it, and then we'll just throw it out to that outside. Once he breaks to the outside, ideally here we just want to try to get that rocket down like that. Now that's something we can do as far as with this particular route, and throughout the video playbook you're going to see some more stuff like that and be able to do that rocket catch with that particular route and the slant out by extending it. So that's something you're going to want to lab on. Again, this is the slant out concept that can be run from this particular formation. Again, it's out of the Buffalo Bills, and the formation's called the gun trips open. So that's something you want to look at. And again, because the way these defenders line up further inside, it makes it that much easier to throw this slant out to this receiver out here. So just keep that in mind whenever you're running that. So this will give you guys something to lab. If you're anybody who's running this particular playbook, this will give you something else to lab if you're not already running it to begin with.